I thought I had Kathleen. I realized that you're a parent now.
Yes.
And I might have some advice to offer you in the form of a couple of very quick stories.
Oh, I'd love to hear them.
So,
or I'd love to hear your advice and or stories.
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna revisit. Yeah. I'm gonna revisit an
1 second, Kate. Can I get you the performance mic?
Andrew, yeah.
Yes, I prefer the performance mic.
I don't know where it is. There it is. We are turning on the performance mic.
All right,
and we're good.
No,
we're good. We're good. Yep.
I still don't know how to use that stupid thing.
Yeah. There's just not a button you have to
I
hold
am
for a couple seconds.
technically not very able. Kathleen.
Hi.
So a long time ago I told the Magic Pocket story, but I think that's been like 10 years now, right? So I'm pretty sure...
Theoretically, yeah.
I mean, not that I'm... Penelope has not yet shown any inclinations to eat shoes.
So I'm gonna...
So already you're way ahead.
You're way ahead, but
Those are the stories that have stuck most in my mind, is Bill just eating his shoes.
As I thought a lot about the Magic Pocket story, I realized that you two would fall into the same trap.
Okay.
So I'm gonna retell it so people understand.
Yes.
Long time ago, far, far away, in Toronto, Bill was a young man about the same age as Penelope.
Oh no, really?
Oh yes.
Oh no, have I gotten to the era of Bill?
That
stories?
era. And he had just was learning how to be toilet trained. That this happens, it's important. But I was a single mom, and so there was no dad on the scene. And so we struggled through, but we figured it out. And he did really well. I was impressed. So I bought him his first pair of boys' underwear. You know, the classics.
Yeah.
As a reward for doing such a great job. So he put them on. He came, was pretty proud to model them. He really was the same age as your girl.
Like just turned 2?
Yeah.
Wow.
Came and showed me his underwear, pointed out the interesting seaming on it, and asked me what that was. And I sarcastically, and this is the warning,
Don't be sarcastic.
sarcastically said, "It's a magic pocket." And never thought anything about it. Just really didn't, right? Then I called him back in and I said, "Hey, buddy, Mommy lied. I lied. It's not a magic pocket at all. It's not a pocket. I'm sorry that I said that. I was trying to be funny. Very sorry. It's not what it's for."
Yeah, 2-year-old's not so good on picking up on sarcasm.
No, sarcasm. That's just the lesson for you. So... Oh no, so it keeps going. So then he wants to know what it really is. So I try to explain to him the basic function of the flap in the front of boys' underwear, clarifying all the way along the way that boys don't use it, it's useless. They all pull it down.
It's mostly
nobody,
an
it's just
anachronism.
decorative.
Yeah.
You know, don't use it. So I didn't really think it was a big deal. Went to the daycare to pick him up from the daycare. And the daycare lady said, "Excuse me, Kate, we need to talk with you about an issue that happened today." I was like, "Okay." So she says to me, "Yeah, so we were out on the playground. Bill dropped his jeans to his ankles, spent an inordinate amount of time fishing his penis through to show me his magic pocket."
Yep.
Well done.
Yeah, sarcasm. Sarcasm's not
Doesn't
good.
work on kids.
So in his
Penelope's
mind,
so
you kind of
cute.
mix the two things together.
He somehow, when they're 2, and you use sarcasm, it doesn't really work that
Doesn't
well.
work.
Yeah.
So the second story, I just want to add the sarcasm lesson in case you didn't understand it from the Magic Pocket story.
Amazing.
A year later, maybe, I haven't learned. I'm too dumb, apparently. Sarcasm apparently is a problem. So we're again in Ontario, in Toronto, lots of snow. I've got a ton of handmade mittens. Now Bill loses a mitten every day, so I've gone through, safety pinning them to his cuffs. I've done the string through the
string all the way through,
arms,
yeah.
right? I've tried to get him cool looking ones. I've put his name on stuff. I've tried everything. But it's a very cold winter day, and we don't really have any mittens. Like, we had hundreds. So I look at him, and this is where Kathleen This is the warning. I said to him, you go to that daycare and you bring home any mitten that looks like it belongs at our house.
Oh no.
So, I thought that was pretty clear. I mean, really, just
Build it.
return the mittens, right? Return the mittens so we have pairs, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
all I really wanted. So I get to the daycare, which is like a stadium. It is like a warehouse of children. It is 6,000 feet square. I'm on this side of the door. Bill is on the complete opposite, furthest away side of the room, where he then yells out, Mom, look at all the mittens I stole, just like you told me to.
They probably were using them.
So,
Kids are
Kathleen,
very quick to
reaction
throw you
to the
under the
sarcasm
bus.
as a parent?
I mean, I just think I'm just gonna have to go with it because I think it's too late to change my personality.
Yeah. Hey.
I was gonna say there is one other important thing that I have learned both from my mother, from my sister, and from working with kids at church. They take you as literally as possible.
Yes.
To the extent that when me and my sister, and we lived in New Brunswick at the time, we come home from church, we're all dressed up fancy for church, because that's what you did in the early 80s in New Brunswick. And it's been absolutely pouring out, because it's springtime, there's mud everywhere, and my sister looks at Mom and says, I want to go mud jumping. So splashing in mud puddles, as children do. And my mom looked at her and said, not in your good Sunday clothes. There are photos of my sister having torn her clothes off, threw on her big red rubber Big Bird boots, because it had Big Bird on the side, just taken of her little white bum jumping in the puddles.
Yeah,
Because
the
she just took
instructions
it
are very
as
clear.
literally as possible.
Can't do
Not
it
in
while
your
wearing these clothes. All right, I'm not going to wear
Solution
these
found.
clothes then.
Done.
A smart child.
Yeah, I love it.
You have one of those too, Miss Kathleen.
I've noticed.
A
Hey,
smart
Kate.
child.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Happy birthday, Sampy.
Yeah! On top of things.
And happy birthday, JimRabbit.
Ah.
Because I know it's your 30th birthday today.
Happy birthday, JimRabbit.
Haha.
This is what a social media pro looks like.
Hey, ISO, can I do the thing?
Can I tell you guys one very funny Penelope story?
Oh, maybe I'm gonna give it to Kathleen instead for a minute.
A quick story. I know. ISO was saying, hey, just start them real young on sarcasm. I mean, I'm trying. But Penelope really likes Daddy. Daddy wakes up later than Mummy and Penelope because Daddy is often working late, and especially this week he's at the moon base late. And so, but to get her out of her room, I have to sort of bribe her. I'm like, do you want to go see Daddy? And she's like, yes, see Daddy little bit. So we go and we're like, just go to say hi. Which is, hi, Daddy! And I'm like, no, quietly, hi, Daddy. And then she refuses to get out of the bed and pouts. And this works every time. I'm like, Penelope, do you want to get out of bed? No. Do you want to leave Daddy alone so he can sleep? No. What if we go play? No. What if we read books? No. What if Mummy makes you some pancakes? Bye-bye, Daddy! Works every time.